Right, guys, welcome back to our channel on ExamEdge Academy, and we have a problem, mathematical problem here on algebraic fraction, and the question says write the fraction in its simplest form. Write the fraction in this simplest form, and the fraction is 2x all over 5ya plus y all over 6xa plus a all over 10xa. Right, so we're to write this in its simplest form. Now, the question is, how do we go about solving this? How can we solve this mathematical problem? The first thing we're going to do when we are faced with a challenge like this, a mathematical problem like this, is to look at the denominator, all right, to see how we can find the lowest common multiple for the fractions. All right, so now I want us to pay attention to the combinations we have here. We have numbers and we have unknowns. Here we have 5, which is a number, and then 2 unknown, ya. Then we have 6, 2 unknown, xa. Then we have 10, 2 unknown, xy. How do we go about getting just one, a combination of lowest common multiple that we can use to solve this? That's the question. So now we're going to kind of look at it. Let's look at the numbers first. Let's pay attention to the number. We have 5, 6, 10. So we need a number, the lowest common multiple that we can use, that can be divided by 5, divided by 6, and divided by 10. All right, so if we decide to consider a combination of numbers, let's say 10, for example, or let's say 20, can step it up, 30, 40, and we decide to start from 10. Okay, now 10 can be divided by 5 but cannot be divided by 6, so 10 is out of it. 20 can be divided by 5, cannot be divided by 6, but can be divided by 10 as well, so 20 is out of it. 30 can be divided by 5, divided by 6, and divided by 10. So I think 30 here presents the right option for us to use here. All right, so 30 is a very good option. So we can actually write down 30. The first thing we do is to write down 30 here under each case. Don't forget we have a sign here. Now, after this, we're going to go back and look at the unknowns. But in the case of the unknowns, what we do is that there's a competition here. Everyone, all the items, okay, among the unknowns will have to be represented in each case. So in that case, you have y here, you have a, you have x. Okay, so now let's start with, if we come over to this, we have ya. Just bring in everything. Everyone wants to be represented. Everyone wants to be represented. So we're bringing each of them in. All right, so now the next thing we're going to do is to see if there is any unknown that has not been represented in this combination. So let's see, we have y here and y and a represented. Here we have a represented, but x is not represented. So x is also saying I need to be among the combination. So now we have to bring in x as well. All right, x. So this happens when we're dealing with unknowns. So we have to bring in, we need to bring in everything. So at this point, everyone has been represented. So in this case, the next thing we're going to do is to use this to factorize. We're going to see how we can use this to divide this, and then whatever remains you multiply. Now let's go with the numbers. Start with the numbers. 30 divided by 5 is going to give you 6. 6 times 2 is going to give you what? 12. Now, the next thing is going to be for us to go look at the unknown. The numbers divides and multiplies the numbers, and the unknowns does the same to the unknown. So now we have y here. Y cancels out y. A cancels out A. We have just x left. X times x is going to give you what? X squared. X squared. So now we're done with this. So let's go to this. Let's look at this. 30 divided by 6. All right. We have 30 divided by 6 is going to give you 5. All right. So you write down your 5 here. We're done with the numbers. So we don't have any 1 here, so if we had a number here, we would have multiplied the 5 by that number. So since we don't have any real number up there, we just bring down the 5. So the next thing, we're going to look at the y-ax. There is no y there. Okay, there is no y here, and there is a here. A cancels a, right? And then we have x there. All right, x cancels x, a cancels a, so we just have y. Y times y is going to give you y squared. All right, so this cancels this cancels this. Y times y is going to give you y squared. Then coming over to this side, let's still go with the numbers first. 30 divided by 10 is going to give you 3. 3 times a is going to give you 3. Just write down your 3. Then we have what? X cancels x, a cancels, x cancels x, y cancels y. Then you have what? A. All right, so there's no, so go ahead and multiply the a with this to give you a squared. So now this is what we have. This is what we have. Now we're not going to leave it this way. We'll just go ahead and we need to have just one common denominator. So to do that, we just bring, since they are all the same, just pick one of the denominator. All over we have our sign. Just bring in everything you have here, because everything divided by this is going to give you 1 times this is giving you what you have up there. So it will be right for us to just bring down everything we have there. Bring down everything we have there. And at this point, there is nothing much we can do at this point. We can look at everything. There is nothing much we can do. So we can just go ahead and leave it the way it is. We can just go ahead and stop at this point as it is. Okay. So if you have any question, you can drop at the comment section. Any argument on this, you can also drop on the comment section. So we've been able to simplify this to its lowest form. Thank you very much.